Hello, it is Thursday. I'm just about to head off to work, and today is the special Facebook vote thing that I did. I gave everyone the option to either pick single parenthood or social anxiety. Must have struck a chord because everyone's social anxiety levels went off the roof, and I think it was like 24 votes to 13 or something. Don't quote me on that, just have a look at the vote thing on Facebook. So yes, I'm talking about social anxiety. I get the brain traffic all the time. My brain is constantly talking nonsense at me, and I've spent years and years trying to make myself feel less anxious. So hopefully what I tell you will help. I still get social anxiety. It's just a matter of finding coping mechanisms to get you through. Yesterday, for example, walking to work, there was there's this guy at a barber shop on the corner from where I work, and if he stood outside, sometimes I'll say hello to him, and I could see him, and I walked around the corner and went hello, and he was talking to someone else, and they both just looked at me and then carried on talking. Now, a few years ago, that kind of thing would have destroyed me. I would have been questioning why they blanked me, why they looked at me like that. Instead, I just felt a bit silly that I'd said hello and interrupted their conversation. And I went into work thinking, I've done a nice thing, that's fine. And just forgot about it. Now, the reason I kind of remembered, and I'm talking about it now, is because, where are you going there? This co-op gets so clogged up. I can't even see. Yeah, the reason I'm talking about, there we go, about that interaction in particular is because I noticed a key thing at the time. If something like that had happened before, and I say kind of even last year backwards really, I would have had a negative voice in my head saying, well, you're rubbish, and oh, I can't believe you've done that, and they're going to think you're so stupid, and all this. Right. Yesterday, I started to get that, and it was instantly overridden with, don't worry about it, you're awesome. So, they will be thinking you're awesome. They will be thinking a lovely, awesome girl just said hello to them, and they weren't expecting it, and that's it. And then you walked off, and it was fine. You owned it. So that is what my instant reaction is now, and I can put that down almost completely to sleep hypnosis. So I'm going to drop you a link when I've got out. When I've actually got into a safe position to do so, I will go onto my phone, I will go onto YouTube, and I will drop you a link to Dorksy Meditations. I've been listening to a self-love kind of one repeatedly, and it has made a huge difference. This is only in the last month or so. Huge difference to my social anxiety. It just reframes it. It's like everything now, your self-esteem is your context of your social anxiety. If you have got a good basis and you've got good self-esteem, high self-esteem, then it's almost like it filters out all the negative stuff. So someone says something and you don't instantly just think, oh, that was an insult, or oh, they hate me. You don't. You just you're more grounded. You're more grounded in truth, because ultimately there are no rubbish people and excellent people. People are people, right? So if you can accept yourself, and everyone says this, fall in love with yourself before other people fall in love, and all that, but it is a cliche, but it is true, right? If you can accept yourself and build your self-esteem up, then you're not going to feel as anxious, and it's going to be like water off a duck's back. It really is. So I would recommend that. Another thing that I recommend is talking to people. random interactions. I used to be terrified of going into shops. I used to scuttle in, scuttle out. I started doing Avon about 10 years ago, purely so that I would have to interact with people. And it does work. It is one of those use it or lose it things. If you can talk to people in the shop, if you see someone that's wearing a really nice top, then go up to them and say, oh, your top's gorgeous. That will make their day. Instead of thinking, oh, I like their top, but I'm really fat and I can't wear a top like that. That will make you just continue this spiral of negativity. So just be positive, interact with people, practice listening when you're having conversations with people, really listening, not just talking so that you can talk. Just having a conversation so that you can learn about them, learn about people, be curious about the world, be curious about people. These are all things that help keep you in the moment as well, rather than dwelling on stuff that you can't actually change. I mean, this is the thing. When you feel anxious, when you've got the anxiety raging, it turns you into a self-obsessive. And ironically, considering you're telling yourself how rubbish you are a lot of the time, you also elevate yourself to a kind of celebrity status. You assume that everybody is poring over every word that comes out of your mouth and analysing it and working out what it is that you're trying to say and who you are as a person, and they're looking at everything you do, and there's always someone watching you. No, it's not like that, because people have their own poo. They're not worried about your stuff, they're worried about their own stuff. If someone reacts to you in a certain way, it's because they've got their own stuff going on. People's reactions aren't something you can change. They are a reflection of someone else's poo. So I'm trying not to swear on YouTube. They're not a reflection of your poo. They can affect your poo, and when people do things and it triggers your poo, that sounds like eating really dodgy food. But you know what I mean? If something triggers you, it triggers issues that you've got, they've not done that on purpose. No one can affect how you feel except for you. Everything is your interpretation of things. So it's not that people bullying you or picking on you a lot of the time, unless it actually is, and that's a different thing. But a lot of the time, when you're suffering from social anxiety, you do read things wrong. Totally. You read things through a filter. I spent a whole day, I knew when I was with my ex, trying to make him feel better about stuff. And I knew he was feeling in a funk. And at the end of the day, he had a go at me and said that I'd been making digs at him all day. And I really hadn't. I genuinely had not been making digs at all. And that moment, that made me realise that he was looking at me through a poo filter. You know, there was nothing that I could have done or said, because he was going to twist it in his brain to make out that, you know, because that was his kind of guilt about feeling like a terrible person that was making him do that. It was nothing that I was saying or doing, really, because when you're suffering from low self-esteem, or any self-esteem, right, and this is why it's really important to have positive self-esteem, you will have this view in your mind, and your brain will be trying to line up everything so that it agrees with your key beliefs about yourself. So if you think you're a bad person, it will be looking for evidence every step of the way. Everything that anyone does ever will be evidence that you're a bad person, because your brain wants your beliefs to be right. It's very important that your key beliefs are correct. So if you have strong positive core beliefs, then you will be picking out the positive in situations, and your brain will be trying to make those right. So that's really important to do. Yeah, I've not waffled as much as I thought I would. I'm actually here now, but I'm going to carry on because I think, what time are we on now? 8:43. Yeah, I can waffle on, can't I? I think I just want to, right, so I've said you need to try to build your self-esteem up. You need to sleep hypnosis, it's amazing. You need to interact with as many people. You need to regain that kind of childish curiosity about things. But I think probably to finish on, be the kind of person that you want to be around. Because it's like if you're messaging someone and they don't message back, or or someone stands you up on a date or whatever, someone with low self-esteem and social anxiety will automatically assume the worst, and the worst to them, because of the self-obsession, is that that person doesn't like them anymore, or they've done something wrong, or they're a bad person. So perspective here, the worst case scenario is actually that the person hasn't messaged you or stood you up because they've actually been in a horrific accident and they're dead. That is the worst case scenario. This is how social anxiety can twist you up, right? It's not, do you want to be the person that cares about what people think so much that you don't actually, it would be a relief if you found out that someone died because that meant that actually they might have liked you. That's a horrible kind of way to think about it. But ultimately, whether someone's not turned up to a date with you because they think you're too fat, or whether they've not turned up on a date with you because they've been hit by a bus, ultimately both of those things are out of your control. The only thing you can control is making yourself be a person that you would want to spend time with, and that is done by nurturing your relationship with yourself as separate to your relationship with other people. Ultimately, your relationship with other people does not make you you. That makes your relationship your relationship. You need to be the true, authentic you, fearlessly, and just be confident to be yourself. And if people kind of phase out of your life because of that, then that's just the way it goes. You will find very soon, if you are yourself and you are confident and happy, that you will attract more of those kind of people into your life generally, and then everyone's all happy and smiley and eating cake and having an amazing time. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I will start going off on random cake-based tangents. I've just noticed this is such a jaunty angle. I kind of like it though. Does it feel like I'm kind of sliding off the screen? Right, okay, I hope that's been helpful. I will do the single parent thing another time, but anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'm not gonna see you until Monday, so bank holiday Monday. It might actually be another day, I don't know. Anyway, have a good time, have a good weekend, have a lovely life. Remember, don't worry too much about what people are thinking, and it'll eat you up and it'll make you into a worse person. Just be you and be amazing and have a fabulous time. Bye.